My journey into biotech is probably a bit of an odd one. I was always wanting to be a professional tennis player growing up. So I was competing at a super high level till I was kind of 18, 19. And then I actually got the chance to move to Brazil for over a year to work in my first biotech company, which was called Gali. Really cool startup out there that is pioneering lab grown cotton. So cotton made out of stem cells in a lab. So super cool stuff. And that's where I got my first real taste of how biotech innovation is really shaping the future of the world. So I went there speaking no Portuguese, had to present, I think, in front of 30, 40 people within maybe 2-3 months in Portuguese. So I had to work really hard, learn a whole different industry, and it was a really crazy experience for me. Coming back to uni to finish my final year, we created my first mini startup as part of a competition in Bath called Plague Prevention Solutions, which was, the idea was essentially to create a novel pheromone to stop locust swarms in Eastern Africa. We actually ended up going to win that competition. And that's when I realized that biotech entrepreneurship was my way forward. Coming out of uni, I needed to find something, to find an idea. And I was talking to one of my best friends, a PhD student, and he was telling me he's working on a new therapy and needed bacterial strains to create an enzyme for his therapy. Went to biobanks all across the globe. The import costs were crazy, and the lead times to get there was 2-3 months, and it actually stopped his project even before it began. So that was my first inkling of, okay, there's a real problem here, and it seems like maybe we could solve it. So I had no network, no funding at all, and no real way to start this. Best way to get started, try and meet some people. So tried to bounce from conference to conference and realizes ticket sizes are sometimes $1,000 to get in. So I remember going to my first conference, which was Anglo Nordic in London, 700 quid to get in, couldn't afford it. Ended up emailing everyone on the team, managing to get on to work in the catering team, actually. They just serendipitously put me on the welcome team, which means that when people came in, I would introduce them to the event, and I would also go, "Hi, I'm Benjamin Felt. I'm also trying to start a company." And by doing that, I made some of my first real connections in the biotech space, getting lab space, getting my first mentors from that initial conference where I was working the catering team, actually. And from there, we managed to get grants. And that's really how this whole Strain Vaults project started. So a bit of a weird route, but quite an interesting one, I think.
That's amazing hustle. I love that. So you started, the way that you got access to your the conference that you wanted to get access to all the attendees at to build your network was to work there and then make sure you introduce yourself to like 50% of the people coming through.
I was very lucky that they didn't put me in, they could have put me in back of house, but it was just complete serendipity that they put me on the welcome team. So I got to meet everyone who came in, had access to all their cards, what businesses they were working for. Actually ended up writing my own name, Benjamin Felt, Strain Vaults, on a lanyard, and kind of ran around trying to meet as many people as possible by working in the catering team.